Podcast where you break down the biggest moments, hottest takes, and the wildest stories from the world of pro wrestling. Whether you're a diehard fan or just stepping into the squared circle, we're here to give you the real scoop on everything happening in the ring.
I'm your host, RJD, and we're about to take a ride through the latest and greatest in pro wrestling. Get ready for all our hot takes, deep dives, and all the wrestling you never knew you needed.
Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe button and join What the Wrestling family so you never miss an episode. Now let's step into the ring.
You're listening to the What the Wrestling Podcast, the show that brings you all things wrestling with your host, RJD.
Dom DeMarco.
Love you too. That's why y'all gotta have a good woman. We back, baby. First of all, a big L for me. Listen, this is gonna be great when we show all the progression, right? When we show all the progression and we show how we have grown and we get to 1,000 and then 2,000 and then 5,000 subs, people are gonna be like, yo, remember those early shows where you thought you were live but nobody could hear you? Oh, I can't wait. It's gonna be glorious. That's why we keep everything. That's why we keep everything. That's why we don't hide from everything, and that's why we show all the receipts, because we want to make sure that we are as authentic as we can be. And at the end of the day, I'm grateful to have a good woman, because she just told me, yo, bro, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. So let's try this again. Yes, 'tis I, JD here. And shout out to my wife, who don't even like wrestling, but continues to make sure that I at least am on point with mine. So I'm grateful for her, because if it wasn't for her, I'd be doing this whole show and then I'd have to delete it because we wouldn't be able to hear nothing. So shout out to her. Now listen, like I said before, I was muted. We are making upgrades and we are now doing what we need to do. We are going to stick with one. We are sticking with one program. It is now, that is the program we are rocking with. We are going to make sure we soup it up and put everything we need to put into it so that it is the best quality we can bring. And I apologize for the back and forth. I did miss a couple of shows because of it. And yeah, I'm not happy about that. So hold on as I switch this up real quick. Give me 1 second. But yeah, I'm not happy about that, but it's all right, y'all. We're going to figure this out. We are going to make sure we figure this out. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. So can you hear me now? Hope everybody can hear me now. All right. So listen, I appreciate it. We are here. We are doing everything we got to do, and we're going to rock out. So I know there's a bit of a delay, but we're here, baby. So let's hit the Don DeMarco for getting things right.
Dom DeMarco.
We got the Don DeMarco. We're doing everything right. Cheers to that. All right. So let's start with the news, and then we'll end off. Let's start with a couple things of news, and then we will end it off with the SmackDown review. We got a lot going on this week. We got All Out. We got a pay-per-view this week, which is great. I'll take that. We have WWE counter programming every freaking thing. We got that going on this week, so there will be an extra video this week because we gotta do all our predictions. Y'all know that. But first things first, what the wrestling news brief. Let's get into Chris Jericho. Okay, so Jericho, is he going back to WWE? I don't know, but we will find out. So apparently, if it wasn't for Jericho, All Elite, a lot of things had to fall in place for Jericho for All Elite Wrestling to be where it is. And Jericho is a big reason for that, because Jericho was a household name, and because Jericho fought Omega at the Dome, go back and watch that match, very, very good. Because he fought him at the Dome, he was one of the catalysts. A lot of things had to happen between the Bucks and Tony Khan getting involved and Cody being there and everybody getting together. Cool. But that was an exciting time, and Jericho was doing something new. Yes, he's been out of WWE before, but him going over there was the catalyst. Everybody knows who Chris Jericho is. My mother, I always look at it, if my mother knows who Chris Jericho is, then the casual fan knows who Chris Jericho is. And he's a rock star. Not only is he a rock star, but he is one of the GOATs, always reinventing himself, had good runs all over the place. Japan, WCW, WWE. So he was a major catalyst. But a couple years ago, Jericho was like, I guess the people were tired of him. So he wasn't getting the reactions he was getting. He had the Ring of Honor title. He lost it to Bandito. Shout out to Bandito. But people were tired of him, and we just kind of wanted Jericho to go away for a while. You know, see you later. And he even leaned into it with the learning tree and Jericho's TV time, because people were saying Jericho's getting too much TV time. So we leaned into it. But now it seems he could be going back to WWE. And you know what? I ain't mad at it. I know everybody, especially the people at AEW, oh, F him if he leaves. No, this is a business. Jericho's a businessman. He's always been about his business. And him leaving WWE, him going to AEW, I think Jericho will always have stuff to contribute because he is an exceptional thinker and he can help people to reinvent himself. And believe it or not, he could still do what he does in the ring, work smarter, not harder. He got himself in great shape. He changed a lot of things. Especially, he had that one bad match. People were talking shit about him. Then he went to Ospreay. Him and Ospreay had a kick-ass match, and then he shut everybody up. So we're not going to sit up here and act like Jericho is not one of the GOATs. So apparently he might be going back to WWE, but this is internet stuff, so you can't really lean too much into it. So let's see what we got going on here. Jericho's been away from AEW TV for the past few months. While there is no indication he'll be back anytime soon, he did create a speculation by liking an Instagram post. The Instagram post, go up and check it out. Basically, from JM Playground, go follow them. Shout out to them. Chris Jericho's AEW deal ends in December. That's what, 5-6 months away? And December 2025, he is open to a WWE return depending on the situation. And his official Chris Jericho Fozzy Instagram liked it. So he hit the like button, which you should do here. Hit the like button on the video. You already know what time it is. Hit the like button, y'all. Come on. Hit the like button on your way in. So my thing is this. I'm not going to put too much stock in it because it's internet stuff. But at the same time, it would not surprise me if Jericho left. Jericho left, it wouldn't surprise me. Why? Because what else is there to do in AEW? He could go to WWE, work with the younger guys. He could go to WWE and come up with a good story to tell. WWE has a different style than AEW. AEW is work rate, the work rate. It's all over the place. People bouncing all over the place, fast. WWE, there are guys who can do that, obviously, but he got a lot of the young guys he could work with. He got a lot of these guys that he can come in and help out and contribute, put guys over, if that's what he wants to do. Honestly, at this point in his career, he has nothing left to prove. He hasn't had anything to prove for a long time. It's just at this point, it's just, do I love it? Do I want to continue to do it? Can I do it at a high level that I'm not a former shell of myself? That's all he has to do. If he can do it at a high level and he's not a shell of himself and he can get things right, I say go to WWE and let's see what we could do with you and Triple H. Obviously, you know, they have had their creative differences in the past, but they're both competitive, highly driven guys. So I'm all for it. Jericho wants to go back. People are going to love him. He can go back as a good guy, as a bad guy. The people are it's going to be an oh shit moment because it's Jericho. And he was in AEW for mad long. Now he's in WWE. So people are going to love it. So my thing is, let's keep it up. I hope he goes back because there's nothing else for him to do in AEW. He wanted to get them off the ground. He accomplished his goal. I'm sure he has worn many hats backstage like CM Punk did. So shout out to him, man. Shout out to Jericho. We're going down to Marco Jericho before we move on. I do want to talk about Karrion Kross real quick. Karrion Kross is killing it in merch sales, I heard. But I also heard his merch is like 50% off. And then he in the WWE shop. And then he has his own Pro Wrestling Tees merch as well. So Karrion Kross, as you all know, put out the documentary right before his contract ended. And word on the street is that they wanted to sign. They put an offer on the table for him and not Scarlett. But that is his wife, and it's like a package deal. Scarlett adds to him. Scarlett has a lot of the story that she adds. If you go back to NXT Black and Gold towards the end, Scarlett came out with the hourglass. It's like she adds to the whole thing, the entrance. Triple H did his thing putting together that whole entrance. So my thing is, he's getting the We Want Cross chants. Those are coming up all over the place. We want cross, we want cross. Yes, we all know we all want cross. So they're going to continue to get louder. And at first, I'm not going to lie. I'm like, oh, he's working people. We're all stupid.
He's stupid.
He put out a documentary right before they let him go, but his t-shirt's still up there. It's like, so did they really let him go? Now, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure that he's not officially gone. I'm not so sure. So when it comes to Cross, I think he's finally, for months now, maybe 6 months, he's finally starting to connect ever since WrestleMania, where he's cursing everybody out. And I think he has some real genuine feelings put into that promo, the work shoot promo, the shoot work promo, whatever. I think he genuinely had feelings like that. And I think they didn't capitalize on it for some reason. But I don't know if it's the in-ring that, like I said this before, outside of the ring, talking to him, the promos, the look, the everything, the hot girlfriend, the hot car, the NXT Black and Gold. I thought it was absolutely phenomenal. But I don't know where the disconnect is as far as him in the ring. I don't know what it is. It's like the people say they want him, but then when they get him, they don't go crazy. I don't. It's like, I don't know. I don't know when it comes to Cross. It's very, very weird when it comes to him. I don't know if they need to let him go, as in the ring, let him do more things, or I don't know. But I almost want them to bring him back, and then I want them to push him to the freaking moon. Like, push him to the moon. Let him creatively, let him do what he has to do. But I almost feel like, as well, this could be a Drew McIntyre situation where he leaves, he generates so much buzz that they bring him back. Maybe Royal Rumble time. That's the perfect time to bring people back. But you bring him back on a Royal Rumble when he doesn't win, it kind of makes no sense. So I understand that. But you bring him back maybe around that time, people go crazy, and then you give him that push. So I don't know what they're going to do with him, but I do hope that he comes out of this. He goes to the Indies. I heard he's charging like a high fee, but at the end of the day, pay him. He's fresh off of WWE. So we literally were just seeing Cross on TV. We literally just saw Cross at Mania, SummerSlam. We just saw him. He should be charging a lot. It's not like he been out of WWE and he wasn't on TV and he was not in AEW and he was chilling on the couch. We just saw him on SummerSlam. We just saw him. Like, I don't know why people get so mad. That's another thing. Why you
stupid?
Come on, wrestling fans. We got to do better. Why are you getting so mad that the man is charging an arm and a leg? We just saw the brother on TV. Like, at SummerSlam, the WrestleMania of the summer. How you gonna come off that and charge like the minimum rate? Nah, I was just on TV, bro. You gonna pay me for my appearance. Pay me for my appearance. And you know what? I ain't mad at it. Pay him, because people are going to want to see what he's going to bring eyeballs, because people are going to want to see what he does outside of WWE, because he was just on TV. So people are going to want to see, his first appearance, second appearance, his fifth appearance. Where's he going to go? What's he going to do? How's this character going to be? Is it Killy Cross? Is he Killy Cross? You hear me? Nope. Is he Killer Cross? Is he Gang Cross? What are we doing? What are we doing? People are going to want to see that. They're going to pay. So you're going to make that money back. You're going to make that money back. So, yeah, man, stop being so salty that people want to make money. We live in America. People want to make money, and people should be paid for their service. I am not opposed to that. If you want to, and here's a business lesson for you, brothers and sisters. If you put out a price for a product or service, and the market is willing to pay you for that price, then you priced yourself right. If you put out a price and they don't want to pay for you, and they don't want your product, they don't want your service because they think the price is too high and you ain't selling nothing, then you priced yourself out. So if people are gonna book him for his price, then he's in the right market. So yeah, man. Hopefully we see him soon. Where's he gonna go? I don't know. All right, let's talk about ESPN. So WWE is moving to ESPN. They have a collaboration. So WWE's premium live events, including WrestleMania, are moving to ESPN's new streaming service in 2026. Wow. Okay. As part of a 5-year, $1.6 million deal between WWE and ESPN, the new service launching August 21st will be $29.99 per month. Let's stop it there. First of all, $29.99.
Oh my God!
In these times, that's a lot, bruv. I don't know if I'm paying that. I ain't gonna lie. Now listen, we're gonna make this real short and sweet. If you are a sports guy if you're a sports guy, baseball, basketball, football, soccer, tennis, all this other stuff, and you have ESPN for those reasons, and you just don't happen to like wrestling, like me, I love sports, I love wrestling, then it would make sense. Most people I know don't have cable. They just don't. Cable is dead. It's over. This is what, cable, they took cable to the back.
Finish him.
They hit him with the
Tiger uppercut.
Cable's done. It's over. It's all about streaming now. And you really only need about 2 or 3 streaming services. Netflix. You probably need Netflix. I'm just saying, for like the people you want a lot of content, Netflix, maybe HBO, if you're into like the HBO series and your House of Dragon and your Game of Thrones and your HBO series, maybe HBO, maybe Hulu because it's cheap. And if you like network, like if you like watching stuff on the network, like Channel 4, Channel 5, then you're gonna need Hulu. And that's it. You don't really need nothing else. And maybe Amazon Prime. So Netflix, Amazon Prime, and maybe one premium service like a Starz or HBO. That's it. You don't really need nothing else. There's so much content out there. And listen, if you're going to pay $20 for Netflix and you're going to pay $30 for ESPN, you got your sports, that's $50. That's $50. Hulu, you can probably get Hulu with the ads for like $6. That's like, let's call it $10. That's $60. The average cable service right now is like $70, $80. So you're still going to save. And if you're not watching all the, and if you add the premium channels, if you add Stars, that's like an extra $5. If you add HBO, that's like an extra $5. If you add one of the Paramount channels, that's like an extra $5. So you got all these freaking channels. You paying $150 when you could pay 1/3 of that and get massive content. And honestly, if you outside like me and you busy like me and my wife, and you got things you want to do, and you got a 9-to-5 and you got a part-time business, and you're trying to make content, and you actually want to be outside in real life and meet real people and interact, you ain't watching TV that much. When I was chilling and I was a kid and I was a teenager, I watched a lot of TV, watched a lot of sports. As a grown-ass man, I don't watch a lot of TV. I might watch an hour or 2 of TV a day. That's it. And if there's some days my TV don't even go on. So $29.99 is a bit much. If you're only gonna do this for WWE, $29.99, that's too much. Because if you had Peacock, the WWE network, and then it went to Peacock, then you was only paying like $10. Peacock is cheap. So now you're going to from $10 to $20 from $10 to $30, and Peacock had like a 3-month deal where they weren't charging you. So what do you need? Now you're like, yo, if you were only watching this for wrestling, that's a lot for you, because it's like, I don't want to pay $30 for this. I don't want ESPN just for wrestling. Now, if you're watching sports, that's different, because now you can use the ESPN. You got the basketball. Do you got basketball on ESPN, or is it football? I think you got the football. I'm not sure, but you get some sort of sports. You know what I'm saying? You get basketball, baseball, football. You get all that. So, first of all, people are not going to pay that. They're going to lose people right there. Second of all, I liked when they had the WWE Network. I thought that was absolutely amazing, but they don't want to do it no more. They got rid of it. They got rid of that whole division. That sucks. But this TKO, listen, between this TKO, man, they about to be making bang, man. They making bang. So we got TKO. Under that umbrella, you got the UFC, you got WWE. Under TKO. Now, WWE is partnering with ESPN. So you got the ESPN partnership, and then you got WWE partnering with ESPN and Netflix. So it's like all of these huge billion-dollar corporations, billion-dollar businesses are partnering with each other. A, that's good and bad. Let me tell you. A, that's awesome because people partnering with each other, it's like, it's good because you'll have a lot of stuff in one place. So if you want your sport, you could go to one place. If you want your wrestling, you could go to one place. But that's bad because that's how you know the economy is kind of changing. The economy is not as good as we think it is. Because if the economy wasn't good, you wouldn't have these billion-dollar corporations trying to partner up. They're trying to partner up because they're losing money on their own. So they're partnering up to A, come together and form a super team, a superpower, a super corporation, and they can make more money doing more with less. So that's bad. That's not good. You don't want to see people partnering up with each other. You don't want to see ESPN partnering up with Paramount. Like, you don't want to see that. So you got mergers. When people start merging, that means the money is not there. So they need to partner up to stay relevant and stay in business. So that's not good. So this move is expected to significantly increase the cost for fans who watch WWE PLEs as it is bundled with ESPN's new streaming service. ESPN, which is under the umbrella of Disney, they've been losing money. ESPN been losing money for a while now. So this is not a good look. This is not a good look. That's why they're trying to increase and get more money, because they've been hemorrhaging money because of their partnerships. So, but if you already, one of the things I did here before I move on, if you have ESPN through your cable provider, which is probably going to be older folks, because younger folks like me, like millennials on down, we don't really have cable like that anymore. It's really our parents and above that still have cable. And even they're starting to, like, I'm an older millennial. Millennials now are like turning 40, 41, 42, right? Early 40s. So everybody like 40 and under, really, they ain't doing cable like that. Not a lot of people, not in mass. They're doing streaming services. They got a couple of streaming services, and that's it. They got smart TVs. They don't really have cable. So if you have it through your cable provider, you don't got to pay the $29.99, which makes sense. But how many people have it through their cable provider? That 18 to 49 demographic, they don't have cable. They don't have cable like that. Most people don't. So we'll see. I'll keep y'all posted on that. But very, very interesting. Speaking of mergers, TNA, formerly known as Impact, is in discussions for their flagship show to move to a WWE affiliated network and potentially air on Wednesday nights, countering AEW. You stupid.
You stupid.
Nope.
Oh my God!
My thing is, why? WWE has a partnership with TNA. We know this. WWE cannot help themselves. They have to counter program everything that AEW does. This is very stupid.
You stupid.
Now they do that because they don't like AEW. It's healthy competition, and they want AEW to die. We know this. We understand this. It's business. WWE is Disney, not literally. They're not under Disney, but they're the superpower, and AEW is way distant number 2 in North America, which is fine. Competition is great. WWE doesn't like that AEW is overpaying its talents. What do you mean? They gave Swerve a lot of money. People got mad. If you're overpaying your talents, when WWE talents go over to AEW, and for easy math, let's say, hey, we're gonna give you this amount of money. Then they go back to WWE and say, yo, they're gonna give me this amount of money over there. I need you to match that if you want me to stay. WWE doesn't want to pay their talent that amount of money. Maybe they don't see this particular talent as being worth that. So they're gonna be like, you know what? Peace. I'm going over here. Now they're gonna lose that good talent that they like, the up and coming talent, the talent that are stars. They're gonna go lose them because they're gonna go price themselves over here, and they're gonna say, well, if you want me, you gotta match that. And it's gonna be a talent that actually leaves. They're gonna be like, yo, F that. I'm out. Swerve is one of them. Swerve is like, yeah, I don't see no value in me. Okay, we're gonna go over here and become a superstar, which Swerve is. Swerve is a star now. So WWE, I'm sure, doesn't like that either. As well as WWE countered AEW when it was NXT Black and Gold doing their own thing. Vince McMahon wanted to kill AEW while they were still relatively new and relatively small. So they countered AEW with NXT. And then they had the NXT 2.0, which was certified garbage. So NXT was, they did that just to counter them. And you couldn't kill AEW, especially not with that bullshit 2.0 garbage, especially not with that. So Vince got mad about that. Blew up NXT, and now it's kind of good again. It's good again. And here we are, all these years later. So they're going to use TNA. Do you think TNA is going to get more viewers? Yes, on network TV. They have a streaming deal right now, but they don't have a network TV deal. If they have a network TV deal, they'll get more viewers. But what are they getting now? 50,000 viewers? 60,000 viewers on whatever? They might get 100,000. They might get 150,000. Maybe they'll settle in around 100,000. If they push it 200,000, great. But are they really going to take away viewers from AEW? No, AEW is going to stay around that 600, 700,000. They're going to stay there. And when something big happens, maybe they'll go up. But you ain't taking any viewers away from AEW. It's not happening. They're just doing this just to piss off AEW. And who knows if they're doing this to put them on network TV just to say, you guys suck, you guys failed, now we're going to take you over completely. I don't know. I don't know what the end game is here, but this is not a Wednesday night war. This is not going to end well for TNA. TNA is the odd man out in this situation. And I don't like it because it sucks and it's unfortunate, but TNA being used as a pawn here is not good. Access TV, they are on Access TV right now on Thursday nights. That's good for right now. But at the end of the day, them being on network TV, they'll get more viewers, but I don't know if it ends well for them in the long run. But anything that they make is going to be way more than they're making now. So even the shittiest deal, money-wise, for a network TV deal, is going to be better than what they're getting now. So we'll see how that continues. So let's talk about SmackDown, everybody.
Give me a hell yeah!
Hell no. Hell no. This show wasn't all that. Sami Zayn, Jacob Fatu, and Jimmy Uso fought the MFT, Solo, Tonga Loa, JC Mateo, and they beat them. This was all set up by Solo talking about all the people he stomped out.
Nope.
All the people he stomped out by getting the U.S. title. Then Sami Zayn comes out and says he is now officially a member of SmackDown. Why?
You stupid.
Why is he a member? Why is Sami Zayn a member of SmackDown? That makes no sense. But Sami Zayn should be talking about trying to get the World Heavyweight Championship and telling that story. Maybe it's too soon for that, so maybe they quietly put him on SmackDown so that nobody knows anything, and then they'll quietly put him back over, because he would have been my pick to win the Royal Rumble this year coming up. So we'll see. But the MFTs, it's not that they're bad. No, they're not bad. They're just, I don't care about them. The bloodline is not what it used to be. The bloodline peaked a long time ago, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think Jacob, Fatu, Sami Zayn, they need something better to do, especially Jacob Fatu, because this is going to cool him off. He is, or he was hot like fire. This is going to make him real, real cool and real, real stale. So we don't want that. And yeah, so Sami Zayn wins with a haluva kick. So Fatu expressed before the match, he expressed reservations about teaming with Sami Zayn, saying he don't know Sami, but by the end of the match, they were hugging and chilling, and everybody was all buddy. That was the big thing that happened on the show. These guys deserve better. The bloodline needs to refresh, revamp, something. I don't know, but this is not what it used to be. Not even a little bit.
Nope.
Alexa Bliss beat Piper Niven. Before the match, Niven and Alba Fire made it clear that their intentions are to win. Are you hear me?
Nope.
Are to win the women's tag team championships from Bliss and Flair. After the match, Niven and Flair and Chelsea Green beat down Bliss and Flair. So looks like we have our first challengers and our first losers, because they ain't losing these titles yet. We have Nia Jax, Jade Cargill, and Stephanie. You hear me? What's wrong with me today?
You stupid.
And Tiffany Stratton come face to face backstage. Cargill was looking for a rematch with Stratton when Jax interrupted to tell Cargill get back to the back of the line while she attempts to end Stratton's reign for the women's championship. Oh my God. I thought we were over both of these. So why did we go back to this feud? What is the reason we're doing this again? Didn't she beat Jade? Didn't she beat Nia? There's no one else. So we're remixing feuds we already did? Really? That's what we're doing?
Oh my God!
We saw this already. Give Tiffany a new opponent. She done beat both these girls already. What the hell are we doing here? Mello don't Miz. They're back on TV. Where's the Miz been? Filming The Gladiator. I guess American Gladiator. He was the host. Good for him. But we had Carmelo Hayes sitting on the sideline because they were waiting for the Miz to come back.
Nope.
You stupid.
And the Miz beat Mello don't Miz beat Fraxium as the Miz tagged himself in and hit Frazier with the skull crushing finale, much to the dismay of Carmelo Hayes, who was getting a big pop because they were in his hometown. So I love this for Mello. We'll see where his allegiance lies. And the best thing about SmackDown is the tag team division. You think I'm lying? Go back and watch SummerSlam. The tag team division for SmackDown is amazing. All of these tag teams are simply great, and we're going to keep telling stories with the tag teams. Make tag teams great again. I love it. I'm all for this. Next week, Mello Don Miz has a tag team match with the Motor City Machine Guns. Yes, please. Yes, please. All right. Drew McIntyre explained his attack on Cody, saying he's not the bad guy, he's the good guy, because Cody actually attacked him. And Drew pointed out that Cody Rhodes put him into the ring post after the match, and it was Cody Rhodes who cleared the commentary desk, and Cody Rhodes clearly meaning to put Drew McIntyre through the table. So he provoked Drew. Drew is the good guy in the story. I love Drew McIntyre. He's awesome. Moving right along. So the Street Profits beat DIY as well. Like I said, Montez Ford hit a huge frog splash on Tommaso Ciampa. As I always stated, the tag team division for SmackDown is simply amazing. Love it. So with that being said, that's all I got for you. This went 40 minutes. This went a little bit long. Didn't expect to go this long, but we are here and we are on one service. We're going to soup it up. We're going to make the necessary changes. We're going to make sure everything is on point, and I appreciate everybody who's hitting the like button. As for me, RJD, I'm out. Everybody enjoy their Monday. Be safe. I'm out of here. Y'all know what time it is. Peace.